See my candle? Welcome home. There is in this place the possibility of healing, of repair, of making things right within ourselves, between us and the wider world. We gather around this light of hope as we share this time together. Amen, Ashe, and may it be so.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another moderately warm Sunday, right? Like it's starting to cool down a little bit. We had some change of plans. Melba couldn't make it today, so we're changing up. She'll be giving her service at a later date. But for now, we're going to start with our prelude. It's going to be Looking for the Good by Jason Mraz. Awesome. All right. And next, we will have Ashanti with some announcements.
Good morning, everyone, and so glad to see you all here. Good morning, Laura. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here with us. And here are our announcements and upcoming events. Yes, the summer has come to an end and autumn's on its way. Next Sunday, September 22nd at Wedgewood will be the autumn equinox with Mabon April ritual with Mabon April apple ritual with Melba. Melba said on our text that we should bring some water, an apple, and a knife. I think she said something she's going to do. You know, Melba always has something up her sleeve. So next Sunday, September 22nd, we will celebrate the autumn equinox. Beautiful picture. And here at Wedgewood, if you know who we are a social justice church community. And social justice refers to the views that everyone deserves equal rights, opportunities, and treatment regardless of race, economic status, sexuality, or gender identity. Here at Wedgewood, that's what we are all about, social justice. Anything that comes up where we see the people or a person or a group of people that are not being treated right, we are on it. We are supportive of that. So come on out to Wedgewood if you are too into the social justice. And we have our book club, and our next book that we are reading is called James. And this is on Thursday, September 26th. Our next meeting is at 7 p.m. I started reading the book. Thank God it has a big, bold print. I like that. I said, oh, this is great. I can read this book. So James is the book about James, who was a slave with Tom and Huck. It's his version of life. It's the way he looks at the life in this book. It's very easy to read because of the big print, and it's the interesting side of James's life. So come join us on Thursday, September 26th at 7 p.m. on Zoom. And next Saturday, it's September 21st. We have a rally and a march uptown for Stop the Hate. We need everyone there. We need to have our voices heard. And I said, as previously, we are a social justice community, and we are out there. Miss Connie's going to be out there. I'm going to be out there, and we're going to march uptown. And we'll give all the details in our newsletter. Let us know where to let you know where we're going to meet. And then afterwards, we're going to have lunch. So please join us in this very important rally and march. We got to have our voices heard. So this important time in our lives. And Saturday, again, we just spoke about the march that's coming up. And it says that Saturday, 21st, we're going to meet at 10 a.m. and at the First Ward Park. And we'll meet at the 7th Street Lounge afterwards for lunch. Please RSVP if you want to come out and hang out with us. And then on Sunday, October 6th from 2 to 4, affirming the role. I can't see the words because the faces are in the way, but it says affirming the role women in our diverse faith communities with men at, I can't read it, but it's at a chapel in Queens University. The names are in the way, so I can't read it, everything. But that's going to be on Sunday, October 6th. And again, when our newsletter comes out, it has all the details of all these informations in more detail. And if you want to find out more, just let us know, email us or whatever. Can't see everything.
I got this one. So we nominations are out for Best in the Nest. If you guys remember, we won
Oh,
Best Church
yes,
in Charlotte last year.
right.
So we're asking everybody to please go in and nominate us for so that we can try and win again for 2 years in a row. That's our goal, is to hit a second year in a row of being the best church
Yeah.
under Queen City Nerds Best in the Nest. So make sure it'll be in the newsletter. Make sure everybody's going out there and constantly nominating us. And then once we're on that ballot, vote, vote, vote.
Yes, and we can vote as many times as we want. You don't have to just vote one time. You can vote 50 times if you wanted to, but each one has to be individual vote.
Right.
And come join us. We are here. We are stronger together. Join us for a membership. It's really easy. It's a really simple Google form to say, your name, your address, and telephone number so we can contact you. And plus, once you join Wedgewood community, we have a lot of things that come up where we need voting, and to be part of that voting to make helping us moving forward in 2025, you have to be part and be part of the community. So it's really easy. Just give us a call or give us an email to say you want to sign up, or you can sign up through our newsletter. We'd be glad to have you. And connect with us. We're on Facebook. We have our own Facebook page. You can like us on there. We have a website. We are out there. We are on Instagram. So this easy to get in contact with us. Anyway, any one of these places you can get in contact with us. And we are here to help. We have Melba, our ministerial coordinator, who is not here today, and Liz Scholl, who is our community outreach coordinator, who works very hard out in the community. And myself, I'm the music coordinator. And we have Ryan Davis as our technology coordinator. If you have any ideas, or you want to participate, you want to sing, you have a story, you want to speak, just let us know. You can get in contact with any one of us. And with all the work that we do, we are small, but we are mighty. But we need your help too in order to do these things in the community. We have done the laundry project. We have the food pantry. We help out with that. We have help out with the children's book packs, backpacks during the school season. Anything that we do in the community, we need your help in helping us maintain this. You can do it by Venmo. You can do it by using PayPal. You can scan the QR code, or you can do Zelle. Any one of those, and any amount of money will be thankful. And thank you so much.
And next, we're going to have our extravagant welcome led by Thomas Hanson.
We are all welcome here. Welcome to a church that works for peace, justice, equality, and the care of Mother Earth.
We are all welcome here.
An extravagant welcome to you because of your gender identification, sexual orientation, ethnicity, economic situation, physical and mental challenges, doubting or believing, being depressed or full of joy.
We are all welcome here.
We are a community of curious and creative spiritual seekers, striving to learn and embody the way of servant leadership.
We are all welcome here.
We focus on the plundered and the marginalized as we try to address the major issues of our day.
We are all welcome here.
One of the ways we seek to heal the world and ourselves is through sharing parts of our personal story.
We are all welcome here.
Okay, and next we're going to have our celebrations and concerns. So anybody has anything that we're celebrating today? I know I mentioned earlier I had some blood work done, and I've gotten my blood sugar levels back into normal range with dieting and lots of exercise. So that's good. It makes me feel really happy about that.
Yeah. That's not easy to do.
It's not.
No, it's not easy to do, to stay focused like that.
especially when you look
Yeah.
at all the things you can't have if you have high blood sugar.
I know.
Like it's levels, I was like, man, I can't eat anything.
Where's the fun?
I'd like to ask for prayers for the Haitian people of the community of Springfield, Ohio. They're coming under a lot of harsh back law
Wow.
backfire from the debate comments made by Trump. So if we could just think of the community of Springfield, Ohio.
Yes, we definitely
Yeah.
want to lift them up. Kaylee, I hope I say your name right. Put it in the chat that it is her first grandbaby is 18th month this week.
All right. Yay, baby.
Congratulations.
Yay, the baby. That's exciting to have the grandbaby 18 months. They're so sweet at that age.
Yep.
I'm just delighted to be here, and I'm thankful just to be here and with you guys. And life is crazy in the world, but in my world, everything is good. Thank God. The children, are intact. The kids are getting so big. I hung out with my grandson yesterday. I really don't get to hang out with Chase. Chase is the oldest one, oldest of the boys, and he's really tall. I just have to get used to his height next to me. He's 6'1", but he's still a young kid, So we hung out together. We went to the recycling thing, and then I took him out for lunch. So we really don't get a chance to hang out together, but he's a really cool kid, He's telling me that he had to swat down the girls and everything. But it was nice hanging out with him. So I was thankful. Gavin was at a soccer game with his mom and his friends. So I got to hang out with Chase, which is really nice, It's really nice. So I'm thankful for all of that.
Any other celebrations?
Kamala went crazy. I mean, not crazy, but the excitement, I should say. I don't want to put wrong words out there, Right. I mean, the excitement in Greensboro and everything. There was a lot of people there, so that was really good to see. And I'm hopeful, but still, we got to cross our fingers and say our prayers. And I just say, Lord, just take care of it. Just take care of it. You know what we need? Just take care of it.
Right.
I think we still have to pray about it.
Yeah.
But she's doing excellent. She's doing what she needs to do, and she's got everybody excited. Right.
Okay, any concerns? I know Laura brought up the Haitian population in Ohio right now. They're going through it with all the false rhetoric that's been passing around. And now there's been, I think, there's been some bomb threats to schools. So schools have had to close, and like just a whole bunch of unrest is happening, and a lot of it's not even from the communities; it's people from other states coming in. So, yeah. So definitely want to keep them in our thoughts and lift them up as best we can.
We need to lift up the whole world. The whole world. I mean, there's so many things going. It's the Haitian community. It's this community. It's the election. It's the wars. It's a lot of things going on. It's like heal the world type feeling,
Right. Now, I do want to bring up Kaylee's message here. Definitely prayers for a ceasefire in Palestine. Definitely, hopefully, talks are supposedly going back on the table. So, and there's some more pressure. It's getting to the point now where even the Israelis are pushing Benjamin Netanyahu to come back to the table because they're getting fed up with it. So they're starting some civil unrest in Israel to push for a ceasefire. So hopefully we'll see something there soon. Also want to keep Liz in our thoughts.
Yes.
She was having some issues last night. I know she went to the hospital this morning to get checked out. So hope she's doing okay. Any other concerns?
Yeah, my daughter Elizabeth contracted COVID.
Oh,
she says it's a mild case.
Okay, good. Goodness, good. Yeah, make sure she drinks water. Stay in bed.
Yep.
Watch some Netflix until she gets better.
Yep. Get your water. Get your water.
Exactly.
Get your water.
And it's
Okay.
also time to start wearing masks again.
Yes, it is,
Yeah.
Tom. Yes, it is, Tom.
We're gonna go into flu season soon. So
Yep. Yes, it is, Tom.
definitely want to make sure you get your immunizations and everything to battle this stuff.
Yep. Get your
Uh,
garlic.
Yep. All right, so now we're gonna have our moment of silence. Use it how you see fit, meditation, prayer, deep thought, reflection. We're just gonna take a moment. Amen. Next, we're going to have Thomas Blanford instead of Melba. Like I mentioned earlier, she's having some technical issues, so we're moving her speak on the Holy Man to a later date. And Thomas will be talking to us about values. So, Thomas, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, and good morning, everyone. Melba also, I'm channeling Melba today, so if I get it wrong, it's because we miscommunicated. But Melba also sent some words of wisdom, and this is from the Dalai Lama. Every day, think as you wake up. Today, I'm fortunate to be alive. I have a precious human life. I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to use all my energies to develop myself, to expand my heart out to others, to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all beings. I'm going to have kind thoughts toward others. I'm not going to get angry or think badly about others. I'm going to benefit others as much as I can. So again, the Dalai Lama. So Melba had thoughts about what she was going to do this week, but she also explained to me that she had multiple conversations with people recently about values. And a lot of it was in a political context about that person doesn't share my values. And so that got her thinking and us thinking about values and beliefs. And so she sent a series of questions from me to just toss out at you. And if nobody says anything, this will be over in about 5 minutes. So please contribute. And I'm going to start with the first question about what do you think is the difference between values and beliefs?
That's a hard one.
Yeah, they seem similar. They seem close. Like I value my family, and I value peace and harmony, and I value things of that nature. What I believe that, people should treat one another right. I believe that, you should treat people with dignity. I believe that we should help people where we can help people. I believe that what the Dalai Lama says, be the best you can be in your life and then spread that love to other people. I believe that. So it's like belief and values are sort of similar, it seems like.
I kind of think values are, I don't know how to describe it.
It's like you ask yourself, what do you value?
Yeah, the values are the things that we like care about, right?
Right.
And I think like beliefs are more of like how we should handle or like the things we value, if that makes sense. It's like our beliefs kind of guide our way, or help us navigate our values, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
And then what you believe in, that's how you move in life. Like some people are, I'm a Christian and I do this, or I'm a Muslim and I pray 5 times, or I'm this and I do that. You know, whatever you believe in, that's how you live your life. And that's how you decide what your values are, it seems like.
I think, if I could add, I think that values are based on judgment. And I think beliefs are based on faith. So to me, there is a difference between the two. They're connected in many ways. Yeah. But faith asks me to suspend my judgment, and values require my judgment. So that's, I think.
That's good, Laura. I like that.
Kaylee also commented and said, belief is what is at your core. Maybe it's your faith. Values are what you are benefited from.
Do you think one of them is more likely to change and evolve over time, beliefs or values?
I think both of them could change over time.
Yes, but I think beliefs are harder to change. I think values change more easily. But your beliefs are harder to really, because it's like your beliefs are like the thing you grew up with, you know, like like if we're relating it to spirituality, right? Like we, like a lot of us have a base religion that we grew up in that created that belief system.
That belief, yeah.
So I feel like I've always felt that it's much harder to move away from those beliefs than it is to reassess my values and kind of reevaluate my values.
I gotta agree with Ryan on that. There was a time when I valued money a lot more than I do now. And a lot of that is because my beliefs have changed.
Yeah.
About the importance of money.
Yes.
So again, my judgment is involved, and my judgment is flawed constantly because it's based on what I see.
Right.
Belief is based on how I
feel
on how I have a spiritual connectedness.
Right.
And that's very personal and very intimate to just me. Right. So that's.
Okay, secondly, moving on here is the second question that she poses to you is, do you think you instinctively know your values, or do you need to discover them?
You discover them.
I think
throughout
so.
life.
I also think that like through our beliefs, we have some like initial values. And then as you navigate through life, that's like what causes them to change and for you to discover more.
Yeah.
I think my values are heavily influenced by the people around me. And that's why it's important to be discriminating when I'm deciding who I'm going to call friend. So I think that when I'm a child, for example, my beliefs and my values to a certain extent are based on the influences of the people around me. But as I grow and I start to come into awareness and my own intellect, I think that changes, again, though, based on the outside influences.
Yeah.
And so if my selections for those things align with the influences I've had to date, that's going to be one thing. But if I continue in my education and I learn to be a critical thinker, all of those can change.
Yeah. Because we change, we evolve, as I think.
Hopefully. Some of us do, Ashanti.
Callie, is that how you say it? Callis? How you say it? I want to say it right.
It's Callie.
Okay. And that's what she was saying, that we hope to evolve. we hope to change and learn and experience new things. It's like, wow, I never knew that. Wow, I found that out. Now I'm going to do this differently. So we hope to evolve, and that's where the change comes in with the values and the beliefs. Sometimes you could believe one thing because you've been taught that, you experience that, and then you grow up and you meet somebody else, and you find out like, oh my God, I believe in this all this time, but it's, you find out different information. It's like, wow, all this time I was believing this, but that wasn't true. This was true. And then you change your beliefs because you found out more, you evolve. Hopefully. You try to.
Right.
You try to put yourself in
Definitely.
situations to learn new ways. I like to talk to other people because I want to see other perspectives. I want to see this side. I want to see that side. I want to see all sides so I can decide, am I thinking clearly? Wow, what you just said I never thought of it that way. So I like to hear different perspectives because I don't know all the perspective. I only know my perspective from my experience. So that's why we share our stories,
Right.
to get different perspectives. So.
And that leads into the question of influences. What influences shaped your values, such as cultural, gender, generational? What influences shaped your values?
I think for me, it was a little bit of all of that, right? Like,
Yeah.
Definitely culture, for sure. Then there's, just kind of meeting people and out in the world and experiencing other people, their lives, their cultures,
Their stories.
their stories,
Mhm.
and kind of just and things I've learned just kind of reading and kind of growing up.
Yeah, I agree the same thing. It's your environment that you are whatever you've been like. I didn't grow up in the church. I always think that because I sing and I'm Black that I grew up in the church and I sang gospel. I didn't. I didn't go to church. I didn't sing gospel, but I learned how to sing by the environment that I was in. We had a lot of music in the house, and that's where I learned it. That's where I loved it. That's why I heard Gladys Knight and the Temptations, and I felt it. And the Jackson 5, and so I felt it. So it was my environment that said, "Oh, I like this," but I never been to church. Not that I never been to church. We didn't go to church, and it wasn't like pray and this is Jesus, and we just didn't do that. It wasn't in our household. But then I learned about God. I was interested in God, in God and finding faith. So I started asking questions just as a child, just wanted to know. So again, it's our environment, the people that we're around, the experiences, your experiences with people.
It's interesting that they pointed to gender as a influencing factor. Do you believe that's true?
I think so.
In what way?
I think based on like just the way that society molds us, right? Like, if you're a man, you have to behave certain ways. And society tells you what to value because you're a man. Same thing happens in the inverse, if you're a woman, society tells you you have to behave a certain way. You have to hold these values because you're a woman. So I think that's how it kind of plays a role.
I
My
think that
grandparents shaped my values to a large extent. They were farmers. They worked like dogs. They stuck together through thick and thin. And I value that.
I like what Ryan had to say about our experiences, and Ashanti also said the word experiences, and how they shape us. But I think for me, at least, that a lot of that is shaped by extreme experiences. Day-to-day experiences kind of support how I believe and what I value, but it's those extreme experiences, extreme joy and extreme pain, for example, that help me, that rivet me and take me back to ground zero, where I go, okay, what's important now, what's important as a result of this experience. So some of my greatest belief systems and some of my deepest values come from the changes that occurred with me based on failure and pain, and again, great joy. I have to include that one as well.
Yeah, all of it.
But it's those extreme experiences that really bring those to the forefront in my life and make me reevaluate. And at those pivotal times, it's when I make little decisions to kind of change who I am.
Yeah.
You want to mention a specific one or maybe you don't.
No, yeah, there's several. I'm trying to pick which one. There's so many of them. I was a victim of childhood sexual abuse. So those experiences changed what I believed in, or what I thought I believed in at that time, and made me cemented my values more deeply about other things. And all through my life, that experience has helped me to constantly look at my beliefs and my values and see how does it work in the world in which I live now? How can that be useful? What can I do with that? And so, you know, that I think that's probably one of the biggest ones.
Okay, thank you. I think it's interesting to look at the current presidential race and how values influence how the different candidates are viewed. And a lot of times that's unconscious. I mean, people who think they're very enlightened and very, you know, very liberal still find themselves commenting on what kind of pantsuit Kamala is wearing, but never mentioning whether Trump's suit is the wrong size or his tie is too long. So people's biases, people's values about what's expected of how a woman should act are bleed through their commentary on the different candidates. So I also thought too that the highlighting generational was important. So I'm older than all of you. So I was in high school during the Vietnam War and the Civil Rights Movement. And those were two huge societal influences that impacted my values and still do today. So generational, if I had been born 15 years later, I might view the world in a very different way.
I agree with that, Thomas, although I bet I'm about the same age as you.
Yeah, the Vietnam War also affected me. It made me not trust any politicians. LBJ, my fellow Americans.
Yeah.
What a bunch of bull.
I mean, same thing with the post 9/11. You know, I'm a post 9/11 vet, and there was a lot of distrust there because, you know, it may have taken 10 or 15 years, but we discovered that a lot of the reasons we were in some of those countries were unfounded. And because of the nature of my job, there were many guys that I saw leave to go out there, and on the manifest rosters, you know, saw KIA by their name as their units were coming back. So it's kind of, you know, that there's a level of distrust there for me as well with the government. We're dealing with that kind of stuff.
I would say that gender being shaped, part of what shapes values is highly influenced by capitalism and the norms that were pushed on women as well, and also people of color in this country. I mean, we can't ignore that. The values of the country were never like for the people. So this enlightenment of people, you know, rising up against enslavement and modern day enslavement, like the prisons and stuff, that's huge. It's a big deal. I love to see people gathering with shared values that don't necessarily have the same backgrounds,
Right,
you know?
right.
It's such a beautiful thing.
Right.
That's what it's like here at Wedgewood. We don't have the same backgrounds, but we all in the fight together.
Right.
Yay.
So the next question is about alignment. How do your values compare to those of your family, friends, community, and culture?
How do they align with it?
Yeah.
How do my beliefs align with my family and culture?
Well, I have to say that my values, most of my values align well with my family, but a lot of my family lives in Ohio, so we have a lot of differences as well. But basic values like some of the basic values I think that I had growing up are still aligned with my family there. But I'm finding more, like one of the greatest conflicts I have in my life right now is finding that some of those values don't align anymore. And it's very disheartening to see when that happens, I think. And it makes you question a lot of other things as well. But I have to believe deep in my heart that the deepest core values for all of us are still, are still aligned.
My
I
core
share.
values is, I'm sorry, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
You first.
Well, I was just gonna say my core values, basically, I had to come up with my own core values because my family was like sort of crazy. And when I was younger, I was in foster homes, I was sexually molested. So I had to make up my own core values, as I was growing. So my core values as I was growing and going through this trauma that still lives with me, is family and to stick by family no matter what. And when a child comes to you and says that they need help or they're being hurt or anything like that, you stick with that child. You find out, you fight for the child. So I find that the core values are the children, the family, sticking by each other, protecting. That's my core value. I don't know if the rest of my family feels like that. I don't think they protect the children. They have things around the children that shouldn't be around the children, but this is my core value. And I think me and my daughter are on the same thing. I help take care of my grandkids, and we're on the same core value to take care of these kids, to raise them as proper as possible, and to protect them from anything and everything. I didn't have that when I was younger, but my core values are strong because I did not have that when I was younger. Experience again.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful that you found your own core values through that, because we all know that, it's just like one choice away from the other path a lot of times for people
That's
that have
right.
been through heinous
That's right.
things. And I'm sorry you guys went through that.
You're
But
right about that. You're right
yeah,
about that, because you can go to the left, and that's not like a really good road. You can go that way. Or you
right.
can go to the right, even though you've been damaged and hurt, but you could still make a good life and be a good person going that way too.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. And we're cycle breakers, the ones that choose to take that hard path and to
yep.
choose to hold the values and to hold people accountable to those core values. And it really does all come down to protecting children. Like if you think about every thought you can think, every action you can take around people, it does come down to like protecting the children, protecting the future,
Yes.
like so that they have a fighting chance and
Yeah.
so they maybe don't have to fight in the future.
Right. And they
But
shouldn't
yeah,
have to fight. They shouldn't have to fight. They should be
exactly.
safe. They should be happy. They should be running around, scraping up their knees, eating ice cream cones, and picking up puppies. I mean, that's what they're
Yes.
supposed to be doing. And that's what they're worrying about. Nothing. You're supposed to be protected, be provided for, and just have a happy life. Of course, you teach
Yes.
them about different things, but that's how their life's supposed to be. That's supposed to be wondering if someone's going to slip in your bed or someone's going to do something to you. It shouldn't be
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they should know what having a safe space feels like.
Yes, yes.
But I think that all kids face some hardships. And one of our jobs as adults is to teach them how to deal with
That too. That is,
hardships
Yes.
when they come.
that's too. That is
Yes.
true. That is also part of
And
it.
again,
Yep. That is also
yeah,
part of
through
teaching
safe.
them I'm sorry, Callis.
No, go ahead.
That is also part of loving them and protecting them. You got to teach them too. Don't do this, don't do that, stay away from this, same thing. You're right, Tom, about that.
They got to learn to think on their own.
This is true.
And we got to let them
Yep.
go.
That's right. That is
In
true.
some ways, but let them know we'll always be there for them
Always
too.
be there. Listen,
Yeah.
Callis, my daughters are 42 and 34. I'm still there for them. They still need
Yes.
mother. They still need their mother on certain situations. They still need them, and they need to know that mom will be there no matter what. And I'm that kind of mom. I'll fly across the country to get to you.
Yes, that's the beautiful thing about that is that you choose that, because so many people are like, 18 years, I'm done.
I'm
Like,
done. Yeah.
what is this grandbaby? You didn't ask me type stuff. Like I've
Right.
heard people go through that. It's like you should have
Right.
thought about that 20 years ago hanging out with my dad,
I know how long it took me to so-called grow up, and maybe I'm not even there yet. So people are continually growing.
Yes, they are.
Yes, totally. And being a cycle breaker can be disheartening sometimes, but I like to think that even when people in my family meet me with adversity to holding accountability and holding values, that deep down in their heart, that they really would want to be able to stand up and hold those same values as well. I
Mhm.
really feel like they would choose that if they felt like they could, So
Mhm.
we have to be stronger when we can, but also take that rest when we can.
Mhm. I broke the mold in my situation. My mom was molested. I was molested, but I wasn't going to let that happen. Not on my watch, not my girls, So I broke the mold.
Congratulations.
I broke the
Yes.
mold, and they were not molested. They were not, they were protected. They had a good household. I had
Praise God.
music. We had prayer. I mean, I broke the mold, and I didn't realize I broke the mold till someone told me. I didn't realize it.
Isn't that so beautiful to hear too?
Yeah. I feel powerful sometimes.
Yes. Praise God.
I was caught up in the phrase about how your values compare to those of your family and friends. And in contradiction to the Dalai Lama that I read earlier, I can't have friends that fundamentally differ with my values. If somebody tells me that they think 11 million immigrants should be deported from this country, that person is not a friend of mine, because that's such a fundamental value difference
Yeah.
that I can't find where common ground is. And I don't know that I want to find common ground. So
They
I
don't want to
don't
find
really
common
have
ground.
friends that fundamentally share a different value set than I do. Maybe I should. Maybe I should be better like Dalai Lama, but I just don't know that I have it in me.
No, we have boundaries. Everybody got to set up
Remember,
their boundaries, and that's okay.
yeah.
You don't like that, that makes me upset. I don't like that. I'd rather not do that. Then that's your boundary. That doesn't mean
And
that you're
Dalai Lama,
unlike the Dalai Lama, because
Dalai Lama was controversial too. Like
Yeah,
he did some crazy stuff that wasn't actually great,
right.
like actually really bad. So
oh,
I
really?
yeah, he
Well,
asked a child to suck his tongue like on a microphone. Like that was like,
Oh yeah.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but like, I mean, he did a lot of good stuff, but like people have dark demons, a lot of, like
Listen,
it was
people,
caught on microphone though. Like
ooh-wee.
uh,
Ooh,
well,
people,
I'm
folks, we
sorry.
are
that's okay.
we are wrapping up our time today. There's 9 more questions that Melba
Oh,
sent me.
wow.
So I figured instead
9
of giving
more.
2 minutes to each one, we'd have a more in-depth conversation. So thanks you all for participating. And do we have a closing song?
I do. I'm just getting it ready. I didn't know y'all was ready for me. Sorry. It's a good song too. It's called
Okay.
He Sees You. And it's really talking about, you know, you may think you're in a dark way, or a dark room, or a dark cloud in your life, but God sees you, and he sees your struggle, and he knows that everything's going to be okay. And he wants you to know that everything's going to be okay. And so that's what this song is about. I learned it in a couple of days, so hopefully I won't mess up on it.
That was really nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, I got all nervous inside. Oh, sometimes when I sing a song and the message is like really resonates with me, I get all like jittery afterwards, you know. It's like, oh,
The spirit.
yeah, it's like, did y'all feel that?
So we have closing words again from Melba.
Can you hit the button on your end, Ashanti?
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Closing words again from Melba. Today may we love others without passing any judgments. May we see the image of holiness in their faces and in our own lives. May we give others profound love and joy.
We extinguish his flame, but we keep the light in our hearts with this message of love and justice, taking it outside of these walls to the world in which we live in, until we see each other again. Amen, Ashe, and may it be so.
May it be so.